Is it possible to love or be in love with someone that you don't trust? And let me save you. Sawa, let me save you. Let's start here. How do you define being in love with someone? Because I think by the end of our conversation, it all came down to our perspectives and our definition of being in love or love.
Okay. The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late. The mics are open. My name's G Money.
And Young.
Big C.
Episode 298. Straight out the bat. Why are fundis so fucking unreliable? Sorry.
Say the most dapper looking person in the room. I believe you.
What do I say? No. How you week? How's your week? How you been? You good?
I've been good. What's been happening? It's been a crazy weekend. It's been since we last were together. I feel a lot has happened. Yeah, cause Burna Boy was here.
Yeah.
Some things have been happening in the country and type shit work. Yeah, but generally I'm good. I got to play some basketball, which is a plus for me. I haven't hooped in 3 years? No, maybe 3 months. So that was good getting back into it. But other than that, we watched the Burna Boy concert from everybody's social media. Them talking about how fire it was. Till today, guys are talking about how fire that concert was. So. It's basically that's my weekend.
Do you know the craziest thing is? I'm glad it went off well. I'm glad he performed amazingly. I'm glad it went without any technical hitches and stuff.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I had zero FOMO about it.
Leave alone that.
No.
How many people were aware that Burna Boy was performing that weekend?
A lot of people.
Not as if this was back then. Maybe before this year or before this Burna Boy concert, there would have been a lot
more
of
hype.
noise.
Right.
Because even I had forgotten midweek that Burna was performing that weekend or that coming weekend.
You know what the truth is, bro?
What's the truth?
The truth is that this concert was priced like a premium concert anywhere in the world. I don't think the organizers gave influencers free tickets and free drinks and all that. So nobody was talking about it because everybody was like,
said that I wasn't the target audience.
So I mean, any influencer was there, paid to get in, and they were like, fuck if I'm gonna talk about this.
Damn.
Yeah, so I actually agree with that. I didn't see much of that, but I saw Kido and them. I saw a lot of guys from SPM. They'd been pushing it a while, all of these digital outlets.
Right.
I bought 3 tickets.
Yeah. But I feel...
I bought 3 tickets and I didn't go.
Even go.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of those ones where... it's so amazing that you can have a show where you have such a prime act or an act in his prime comes and delivers an amazing show, calls out Sauti Soul. The show runs on time. Everyone who's billed to be there is there. It just seems like it was a very well-run show. And the price point was higher than most Kenyan concerts.
Oh, yeah.
But I keep on telling people, if you want Drake, if you want Burna, if you want Beyonce, that's the kind of prices that you're gonna pay, and that's just there's no other reality. So I'm applauding Mad Fun, Joy, and all of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love the fact. I love the fact that. So as I was saying, I bought the tickets, right, and I gave them to a group of people. So my intention was never to go; it was to entertain. So I gave them to a bunch of guys. So I also had to organize a van for them to go to the concert. So I remember they're calling me. I'm in my house. Having a
little party.
A little party.
Yeah,
we saw you.
That was the randomest party, but they will get to it.
But go on,
Random, he said.
So I see the driver text me and tell me, hey, I've been called and they've said they're leaving. I'm like, what do you mean? Because it was 1 a.m. or something.
Right.
They're like, we're done with the show.
Show's finished.
I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
It actually ran on
Where
time.
do they want to go? To the club. I'm like, good stuff. That was impressive for me.
Kept time.
Because 1 a.m. you know the drill. Nairobi.
Are you ready?
The drill.
Then
2
proceeds to
a.m.
delay for another 2 hours.
The musician hasn't even gotten out of the hotel.
Crazy.
How it is.
Yeah.
3 a.m. guys are especially for us guys who did Lauryn Hill.
Right.
We're rained on.
And you're talking about PTSD events, man.
Right. So that was good. And I hope what Joy and them have done done is really going to be what happens, right?
Yeah.
Because we really need that. Like, you know, some sanity and Airbeat as well did a good job.
Airbeat Okosama.
Airbeat did a good job. So here's how I ended up with having a party at the house. I went to, as I said, there were a lot of guests last weekend. I had guys from Ghana,
because a lot of guys flew in for that show.
BL, yeah.
Also, they're sticking around for the Independence
And also, guys were coming from Trace Awards.
So
there was that as well. So like Landry and them were passing by. So a lot of guys stopped here. So I had a lot of those guests. So I was entertaining some of them on Saturday afternoon. So I'm chilling, having a nice time with my uncle. Who do I bump into? Fuego. Fuego's with his brother and his sister, right? So we just chill. Fuego's bro's like, I'm not really in a hurry to go home. What are you guys up to? I was like, hey, there's a couple of drinks from last night. Do you guys want to come through? Boom.
Next thing I know, you're dancing on IG stories.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I'm proud of you.
Do you know who was pissed off at me? My neighbor downstairs. Let's not mention no names. So she's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? I'm like, I've forgotten she even has a young kid. And we're dancing like this. Then she's like, is that Fuego who's in that video?
Oh, man. They've got other people into trouble as well.
You know what's crazy? Like, I find that funny because I've been invited to house parties.
Yeah.
And then when I look at people's IG stories, I'm like, you're there. No, I'm not going. Like,
No, it's a black thing because... No, you even wait to see. Bro, we ask before who else is going to be there. Because we need to know, because maybe there's somebody who is there and our energies don't. And you know, us, okay, I don't want to say black people generally, but let me say a good number of Kenyans. If I know there's someone there whose energy doesn't mesh well with mine, that is good reason enough for me to not show up. I might do a technical maybe, just pop in, you know, because you're my homie.
Right.
But then if, I'm not staying over there, man.
But you know what's crazy as well? It's big. You mentioned the Trace Awards. Like you said, there were so many people in Nairobi.
Yeah.
I get a random message on, I think it was one day over the weekend. And it was, yo, are you in Nairobi? Yes, it was, Sean Garrett's in Nairobi.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got that message as well, yeah?
No.
So Sean Garrett, he was around.
He was around.
Yeah.
He was from the Trace Awards.
From the Trace Awards.
Yeah.
So he was looking for club events in Nairobi. You know, so for those of you who don't know, Sean Garrett is an amazing singer-songwriter. He wrote wrote and produced, I think not produced, but wrote for Usher, Goodies for Sierra, and he's done songs with Jackie's and all these guys.
He's talented.
He's very talented.
Crazy talent.
Very talented.
Yeah.
And just chilling in Nairobi like, yo, what are we going to do next? So I'm like, wow. Like, there was something about this last weekend that was crazy.
He was a lot.
A lot of people were
Manchester
here.
United.
No, let's not go there. That's negativity.
That's yesterday Arsenal.
That's negativity. But yeah, it was a good weekend to connect.
Yes, a very good weekend.
Like for me, you know, Monday I took the day off. I literally didn't do nothing because Saturday Saturday entertained, and then on
You'll get there.
and then on Sunday I was up and about doing this and that. So Monday I was like, you know what, I'm not doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a good one. Nairobi is really a great cultural melting point
At the moment,
Yeah, but
really
speaking of Trace Awards, man, say big up to BN, bro.
Yeah, big up,
winning the
yeah.
best musician in East Africa, bro. That boy is putting us on the map everywhere.
And it's crazy. I did an interview with the Afrobeats podcast about a month ago. And I said it. I said, yo, this is our moment. Every culture has a pivotal moment. And I think we almost had one with Camp Muller, but now we're having one with
So
BN.
close. Only took how many years? Just a few.
And
No, consistent. He's been very consistent.
And you got to think about it. It's like, every culture has one thing that happens that ignites a whole generation. So if you got to think about it, if you think about like in the early days of dancehall, you had like King Yellow Man, then you had Shabba. And those guys, Shabba Ranks took it to a whole nother level, made people like Beanie Man, Sean Paul, Shaggy get noticed. Every culture has a pivotal moment, and I feel we almost had one with Camp Muller.
Yeah.
I think we almost had one with Camp Muller, but I think we're having one now with because you see the thing about it is with Burner even calling out them to perform their song.
Oh, yeah.
That's not charity. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's a worthy song. Do you know what I mean?
What about Kali? Because Kali's he's gotten our name in the BET.
Right. So I look at Calligraph, and I'm glad you've said that. I look at Calligraph completely different. So I look at Calligraph as a pivotal moment, but as a pivotal moment for the culture. Because you see, I honestly, and I stand corrected, I don't know any artist in Kenya who's built a mansion.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anybody. I don't know. Now you might just say it's just a house or whatever. I'm saying what it represents for the culture of the business of music is more than people are not going to see it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They won't see it now. They'll be like, he's just built this. But what it's done for the culture, and obviously his talent,
Yeah.
he's respected across the continent.
He dropped Calicut L5.
Yes. So he's shown, what Cali's showing is at the end of the day, we can do this music thing
Yeah.
and we can have visible, ostensible success out of it as
Careers.
well.
And
You know what I mean?
And I'm glad that we're mentioning him. I think by the time this is going out, he's got a whole body of work that's going out. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
man.
week.
Dropping
Yeah, he's
an
dropping.
album
Yeah.
Friday.
I spoke to him on last week,
Wow.
Friday.
I like you, Calvin.
I spoke to him
I like-
last week, Friday.
No,
We're-
but if people notice one thing, Calvin's a connector. So when we used to do the show together, and we used to have guests,
Yeah.
this guy would always take the guest's phone number. I didn't care. I'm
Yeah,
like,
because you've been
yeah.
in the same room with Kina Jay-Z and them, Lord.
Yeah,
bro,
no,
so-
but that as well. But it's just not me. This guy would take, like right now, if I need a particular number, I'll ask him for it.
He's the guy. Like, when you say you
bro,
know a guy,
he
Calvin
knows
is your guy.
Everyone, and I see it, and it's a good thing. I feel that you should own that space. Like you're doing well, but I feel like you should, like you call yourself East Africans Connect or Plug. Just own it, bruv. Because I don't think there's probably nobody on air right now in this country whose phone's book is as solid as yours.
Yeah.
And you've put in the air miles to go to where they are as well. I see a lot. I just don't talk.
Yeah.
You see, he feels nice now.
Thank
He
you.
feels nice
You're not
now.
gonna say thank you.
He feels nice. Go on.
That's your man.
So here's the thing, right? So Kali, we were actually with Franco, his manager.
You're legit not
on
gonna
Thursday.
say thank you.
No,
It's okay.
Damn.
I'm getting there. We're
That's what she
we're with
said.
Kali's manager. Remember
Frank. Yeah,
Thursday.
last week, yeah.
Thursday, right? So I spoke to him on Wednesday, right?
Right,
No, Friday. These guys are, how on earth they were at a meeting on Thursday. Friday morning, they're already in Coast. They're already doing this. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
I can only have a meeting on Tuesday and everything. But why? Well, I'm getting to why I'm giving props to G. Last time when he dropped his last album, I'm the only one who did an interview with him. Yeah, so we were talking about it. He's like, hey, how we gonna roll this out and everything. So, but Kali, definitely. But yeah, props, man.
Wow.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
looking for the connection.
looking-
No, I'm giving props to Kali because he's got something that's
Gee, I'm
dropping.
you. I'm
it's
you.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I take it. I receive it.
Speaking of artists, have you watched Vibes Cartel's interview on Drink Town?
You know, here's the thing. Are you guys able to sit through 3 hours? Or
Yes, I love
Can
long
you start
format.
today?
Pause.
It's like series.
Yeah.
Like watching a
No, so I didn't watch it like all at once, but let me tell you, I don't think I've seen a funnier interview.
Man, his persona. I'm so glad because
Is he always like that?
No, not before he went to prison. Prison
Really?
mate. Cartel, you show me more than 1 or 2 interviews with Cartel before he went to prison.
I can't even
He's
show you
always
one.
been shrewd, like in terms of his answers. But in those days, it was more gangsterfied. Cartel said that more referring to himself. in
Himself,
third.
yeah.
Now he's laughing at himself.
he's hilarious, bro.
Oh, really?
Oh
yeah,
my
but
gosh.
the one thing that I really pick up from him is his IQ, bro. His IQ is insane. And I can see an artist, because, prior, us not, or let me speak for myself, not knowing his persona like that, I'm thinking what he's saying is just gangster. And with the kind of music he does, which he even talks about it, it's just sex. There's a point where they were talking about when Kinanore asked him the difference between maybe the reggae and the dancehall and the whatever. And he was like, the reggaes are more conscious and everything. Dancehall is just sex, right? So for you to get to see a different layer of someone who's 9 times out of 10 talking about sex, and he gets deep into it, how he's connecting one thing to another. Like, he's so well versed, well educated,
and well spoken as well.
Yeah, well spoken.
Like
his language, as in his.
I need to
Cartel,
finish
if
watching.
Cartel does an interview in New York, he's a Yankee. If he does an interview in London, he's British.
And he's cultured, man.
yeah,
He knows so much.
But you know what stood out for me? Well, not stood out, but one of the key points of the interview is when he was talking about his wife cheating on him.
Oh, yeah.
Which wife?
I'm sure the first one.
Yeah, first baby mom.
okay.
When he was locked up.
What happened?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So basically, what happened was, like, obviously he's in jail for 13 years, and he said that she held it for like 6 years,
Yeah, man.
and then she had an affair, and then his other baby mom snitched.
On her.
Oh, this is black drama. I love it.
Bro!
The baby
It doesn't
was
get
like,
better
no,
than
bro.
this.
But did they have kids with this wife?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
that was the main.
The main.
Yeah.
But then he said, like, yo, I've been in jail. What do you expect her to do? 13 years. What do
Man.
you expect me to do?
But then
Lord,
again, at the end, he wishes that he'd have done something about it. Like when he was being asked about regrets and everything, he kept saying, "I don't have any regrets." But towards the end, I think it was just a light, comment, not being too serious about it. But he was like, "Damn, I should have had more guys around Shodi so that I make sure, no one's coming
Aye,
around
more
until
guys
I'm out."
around.
No, because the thing is, with, like, there's undeniably, like, that relationship between him and Shorty was undeniable. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But like, you see, like, I also understand that, like, even from a Jamaican context, there's not even Jamaican. There's, I guess, a man context. A man just couldn't, like, deal with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's hard. I mean, I know men who have dealt with it,
It was.
but it was, yeah.
But also, he's so, he understands
Shorty.
human nature because he was like, I can't crucify her for that because if it were me, if tables were turned, I'd be getting some action the following day or even on my way back, from prison. So he can't say nothing about it. But
But
him and
respect goes
Sidem,
out to Shorty though, man. Even in that song Last Man Standing, he says that Mavado, when him and Mavado clashed at Sting, Mavado came with like a whole bag of people. He goes, you bring 10,000 man goes Sting, and I just Shawty get so much prop in his music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so much prop. So yeah, big up
So are
Shawty.
they cool now, though?
I'm pretty sure this cartel is evolved enough to be cool.
Yeah.
He's cool with Arion. Even they brought up people that it seems like maybe he'd have a slight with, or there seems to be some.
Just say Alkaline.
Not just in fact, he gave Alkaline props. I didn't even know that there was some tension between his people and Shensia. I didn't know.
Oh really? I didn't know that. Oh,
because Lodi was Cartel's song completely, but the producer apparently took it and gave it to Shenyang, and she redid the verse. And I think the way she put it out there, it seemed like she was purporting that she was the one who wrote the song and everything. Right. But Cartel was like, he was neither happy nor unhappy about it. He was just like
indifferent.
Yeah, just give me my money also.
Yeah.
So
it was a big song.
So there came up beef between, because someone leaked the original later on, which was Full Vibes Cartel. So when his fans found out, now they had slight with Shenyang.
Okay.
So there's a couple here. But he gave Alkaline his props. And a bunch of other people.
Wait, boss. I need to go to Jamaica, Bana.
I'm going in September.
Ah, really?
Yeah. A whole bunch of people going in September.
Touch.
What carnival?
No, just I'm going, but it's turned into a whole WhatsApp group. So
Jamaica,
from all over the world.
Jamaica,
And there's a lot of people who have never gone before.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one.
So, yeah,
Let me ask you guys something. Have you all ever lied about smashing a babe to your guys just to get gangster points from your crew?
No. In high school, yes.
High school.
No.
I was about to say that.
Huh?
So yes, so it's a
Yeah,
yes.
in high school.
So
Bana.
you've lied on Shorty's name?
No. You don't give explicit.
No.
things. You be like,
So, you don't.
yeah, I kissed her. You know.
I'm with you.
Teach
I'm
me,
with you.
tell
So
me.
basically, I
Yeah.
remember like in when I was at high school, there was this young lady who lived across the road, right?
Right.
And we were so tight. So every man in the community wanted that chick.
Thought she was
So that
tight.
I was so
Yeah. They wanted to find out how tight.
Yeah. So me and her were so tight that I just, when people would say, hey, G, you must, but it wasn't G those days. Yo, English, you must have smashed that. I ain't saying nothing,
You know, ain't saying nothing.
You let them fill
no
the blanks for
confirm, no
themselves.
Yeah,
deny.
fill the blanks for themselves.
Yep.
But then she ended up smashing up next to you on the corner, so that my story just
And
collapsed.
then you know
So
the
did they
craziest.
expose you?
That's
No,
the
no,
worst
they
thing.
didn't.
When you
it.
get exposed.
You know that's the worst thing.
I couldn't be exposed because I never actually said it was happening.
never
It wasn't
admitted.
explicit.
It was just like,
And you never had anything from her. She
You know, you
wasn't
can't-
like,
no,
why you
no,
out there telling people
No,
that
no,
me
no,
and
you can't
you-
survive.
I never said it.
But you can't survive
was
that
all
pillow
implied.
talk. You can't survive that pillow talk.
Oh, you
Man's
can't.
already hit it out of the park, and then he's like, so, English, hit this? No.
English is my bedroom.
Whoa. Would you bring up such a conversation when you're smashing shorty?
No,
Like bring up another name.
young days like that.
During
When
period
you're a
of-
teenager, of course.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I've never.
Bro, let me tell you something. Like, end of the day, like, even you got to think about it, right? If every man in the community wanted that chick, right? And this one actually eventually ended up with that, right? Remember, he's part of the people who've assumed that I'm smashing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So during that pillow talk, it must be a thing like,
well, go on.
you know what? No, like,
Yeah.
you know, this one, if you say you in English today, and they said, no, man, no, we're just friends.
Of course, she denied it. Are you gonna believe her?
No.
She
Then
just
the
gave
next
you
line
some
is
coochie,
like,
bro.
she's like, you asked her, I thought the whole of this time you and English were getting in together,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then she's like, no. We're just friends. Then the guy's like, really? He's never hit this. Then she's like, no. That's it.
Yeah, but the
that's
thing
how
about,
it goes.
No, but the thing about it is though, like I said, I never ever said that I hate it.
Yeah.
You just like people are like, yo, you know, say you are this. That. Yeah, you guys play too much. What's the matter with you? But you know, your actions make it look as if you have something to hide, innit?
Man,
It's
I've
like,
never lied on
Let me
Shorty
tell you,
name,
like,
bro.
you know, as a teenager, right? That was, you know, you guys all wanted
bro,
that.
high school.
Even when I wasn't a teenager.
No, let me tell you, it's the
When
same.
niliruka teenage
It's the
na
same
adolescence.
thing. It's the same thing even right now. When guys are out here buying cars, what's the first thing you're looking at?
I don't know.
The
Mileage. What?
Nigga.
What?
Okay, to the best of your knowledge.
No, but you get what I mean, though.
Nah, get your joke off.
You're
get
mad.
your joke off.
You're
No,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
I haven't bought a car before.
No,
so
I feel like I feel it's a rite of passage. I remember, especially like
These guys have denied me. It's front
Leave the nigga hanging dry.
Like, bro, if you get a moti that has 10,000 kilometers only, as compared to one that has 100K, what do you prefer?
Bro,
No, you can be told Sijui service
Well,
what?
they say-
there's a lot of wear and tear.
They say new brooms sweep clean,
Yeah.
but old brooms know the corners.
they know every corner of the house. That's the one.
Yes.
Every corner of the house.
So why do brooms get broken then? All the brooms.
Yeah, man.
They need replacement. Anyway,
You guys have gotten so soft. Why don't you guys want to talk about these brooms?
No, we're easy.
the conversation imeisha. But if we reverse this, have you ever found out that a baby is lying on your name? Or it doesn't happen to niggas?
She doesn't have to lie, innit? She can come and just get it for free. Like, what's the need for men are
No.
different.
Because women, I don't think, you see how for you to get laid, like you'd get laid more if you have more women. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work with women like that. Like,
Let me tell you.
a baby isn't getting laid more because she's got more niggas.
Fam,
Or-
this happened to me.
I wish Ashley was there, man.
2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I was at bar next door, right? So you know I have this ring that looks like a wedding
Oh,
band
the one guys were commenting on.
on the podcast last week, right?
Yeah.
So I had this ring on it, was on this hand, right? And it's just a ring. For me, I have these rings. I just wear them on wherever it is, right? So the lady, the woman who was sitting next to me was next to the desk was like, "Is that a wedding ring?" She asked me if that's a wedding ring, right? So me, I was like, oh, oops. I was like, oops, I took it off and put it on my wedding finger, and I was like, you caught me, right? So I'm DJing. This is me, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Bruh, when I'm leaving, I get to come to the decks. I've gone to the bar just in front of the decks, and I meet her. She's like, are you coming back to see me at the table?
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, I'm coming.
Hey, no, that nigga ain't going back.
Story ended, but
So you
It works. They want something
there's
that someone else has.
I'm guaranteeing you, like I swear to God, there's two things that you can use to get chicks: a wedding ring and a baby.
Or a baby.
Baby in the mall. As a man, you put that baby in the baby carriage and you're walking like that, bruh.
man.
Even puppies can't do it, bro.
Or another woman. Just have another woman. No, of course.
Pass me
Yeah.
the mic. You guys mentioned babies.
Does it work for you?
See, I have a daughter, goddamn.
Yes, I know, but she's too old. She's too old.
No. She's
Even-
still now showing banner.
No.
The day when I was about to kiss her happy birthday, and then she was like, "Ew, hey." Whoa. Guys
Wait,
were
A
like,
lot of women in your
"This
life
shit
have told
is
you, ew,
cute.
bro. Damn.
This shit is cute.
That's your thing.
This shit is cute.
Not
I was
your
just
daughter,
like,
not
God
your-
damn. Hey.
Bro, wait a minute. Your daughter's already denying you.
Yeah, she is.
God damn.
It's okay though.
Yeah,
She'll
like
come
the other
back.
day,
She'll come back.
she had swimming. No, she had family. Wow, it was called family day at school. So I'm like, I was like, hey, let me confirm if I'll be in Tanzania or I'll be here. She's like, it's okay. I was really not going to invite you. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You're not cool enough.
Damn.
And how you
Damn.
treat her, if I were her, I wouldn't invite you either, bro.
What?
What do you
Yeah.
mean how I treat her?
Why?
Bro, you don't hear how Calvin talks about Jojo here, how he's gonna treat Jojo over here.
True.
No,
You
but-
do
Said
the-
some pretty wild
but-
things.
I've said some pretty
Does she,
wild.
she doesn't watch a podcast, does she?
I'm
No,
sure
she
she does.
She does.
Yeah,
And she has friends who I'm sure bring
she's
shit
on her
up.
phone. She has YouTube and stuff. Like,
Yeah, so
she's
that's
over
why
there.
that's why she wasn't gonna invite you.
No, I mean, she was just like she's in an all girls school,
Okay.
right? So it's that point where, how would I put it? I'm not as cool.
Right. As you need to be.
Not that way.
No, you're just not cool.
So here's the thing.
yeah.
You know, there's a point as you get into teenage years.
Yes.
You're like, oh, I'm cooler than you are.
100%.
You know what I mean? So we're in that period.
Okay.
You get like the other day she was like, their school shares a fence with St. Mary's. So she's like, ooh, you know, there's a road that can go to the boys' school. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's exactly why she doesn't want to invite
Yeah, I
you.
mean, so that kind of thing. But then I guess, yeah, I've been in an all-girls school. Yeah.
So back to the conversation. So what you're saying is because you've got a kid, you get more brownie points out here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of men have kids.
No, Calvin.
I
I
need-
asked you
Calvin,
a question.
if you can't see this alley oops
I
coming,
can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
I've said a lot of men have children.
I know.
right?
I heard you the first time.
Yes, but
But did you hear my question?
I'm not out here getting poom because of Jojo. You know what I mean? Did I put it explicitly enough?
Damn it. Why are you like
I'll
this?
try again.
You know, people are saying that I've written in the comments that Andy is the devil incarnate. Like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
he said-
No, you know what? I love it because first of all, we've all changed, right? We're not the same people that we were when we were. I was the gleaming beacon
You
of
said
morality.
you were a side nigga. Guy,
Yes.
Can you bring episodes of where this
It's
guy
character development, bro.
Like you. So
You've
who's-
never been a side nigga.
No, bro.
Ulikuwa SPU. Kwanza Calvin, your story is amazing. You did theology. Ulikuwa SPU. Ulikuwa altar boy.
No.
Haukuwa altar boy.
Why would I be? I'm not Catholic.
Okay, sir, you didn't go to a Catholic school at any point.
I did, but you see, you have to go through the whole. What do you
Okay.
call it?
So the
yeah, I've not
catechism
been. I've not been a thing.
and all of that.
But you see, that I was one of those guys when I was in uni. I was just passing through. You understand? Yeah, like I knew I wanted to be.
They weren't passing through you.
Oh no. But then
Leave him alone, Andy.
Funny
What's wrong with
enough. Speaking about which, right? You know how you're always talking about your reunion, your school group. Oh my God, I've just been put in a university reunion.
Nice.
Bruh, they've got a whole bash that's going on, and guys are contributing. It has 53 people. Like, I had let me check.
Utende your bash.
I might just
Deny
go to-
them
No,
right
no,
now.
no. I might just go to see some of the girls who are out there refusing for me to take them for a Kanaiska drink. How they've aged.
Let's talk about. Do you know what's really interesting about
How many kids you got? Four?
what's interesting about my high school, because I'm in a high school group as well. Actually, like, and fam, do you know what? Sometimes I look at the conversations in that group and I wonder to myself,
What, arthritis?
yes, like,
No, like
bro, and I'm saying to
Same
myself,
school and shit.
I'm like, did we go to the same school? Like,
No.
so like so obviously I'm not in the UK. So when they have their reunions and stuff, and I think to myself, I'm like, maybe there's two people in the group who have really kept themselves together, but everyone else is like, and I said, then it makes me look in the mirror like, okay,
Yeah,
not so bad.
I know.
You know what I
You're
mean?
gauging where you are.
You're gauging where you are, you know what I mean?
Fam.
But they have, like, and bro, every single, do you know it's bad? Every single thing in my high school group is a conspiracy theory. every single thing is a conspiracy theory.
What do you mean? Like,
as in, it's like the white man's trying to do this. This agenda is being pushed. That is happening. I'm gonna stop eating grass. I'm gonna stop drinking milk.
Man.
I'm gonna stop
Are they
doing
forwarding
this.
messages in the group?
Yes, bro. Like it's. I shouldn't say this. Maybe I don't know. If you guys, I love you guys.
Proceeds to say.
I love you guys, but I got you guys in archive.
You know, it's interesting, right? It's interesting. Now we're talking about age and everything. I was talking to my friends out in the States last night actually, and we're talking about Angie Stone.
Oh
right?
man.
So rest in peace, Angie Stone. How old was she? 50?
I think she's touching 60 something.
60 some, right? 60 some. And this person said to me, oh, 60 something. Damn, they were so young.
So young.
Yeah, that's young.
I love how we've gotten to a point. You know what I mean? Like there's a time.
No, go on.
There's a time life expectancy was at like 70 or something, right? And you know, older years and
63.
Right? 63.
So
right?
young.
Yeah. And now guys are like, you know, with health, being health conscious, eating good, exercising, you could stretch it.
It's nothing to do. It's hypocrisy, bro.
What do you mean?
It's 100% hypocrisy. When you're 20, you think 30 is old. When you get to 30, God blesses you with 30, you can't go backwards.
Yeah.
So you have to change your thoughts. And you're like, okay, well, 30 is not that old. I'll be old when I get to 40. When you hit 40 and you have that midlife wobble, you're like, oh, when you hit 50, you realize, you know what, 63 is actually quite young. It's all,
It's just
all
around the
relative.
corner.
It's all relative.
Bruh.
And I think what I will say, and is interesting about that whole aging thing, is that, like, I saw this video the other day, and I think I put it in the group where, remember that group where you were asking at what age, what year do you need to be born to be considered old?
Old, yeah.
And they were asking young people this question. Someone's like, if you were born in 1999, then you're old.
Or 2000.
Or 2000, then you're old. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah,
You know,
you're ancient.
shit's crazy. Yo, shit's crazy, bro. I was in the gym the other day and my uncle had told me,
Oh,
bro,
well,
don't be out here running on the treadmill a lot. Like, you know, run at like Jaffrey's, those kind of things. Because the treadmill, you know that
Your knees.
that whole impact. And you don't go fucking nowhere. You know, it was like I could see.
You went there before me, boy.
So the other day I'm running and I just had a bit of like, a bit of uncomfort. I was like, clearly, this is not it. Bro, my homie just turned 40 last year. He's going for a double hip replacement.
At 40?
Imagine.
Is he big?
Nah.
So was it?
No,
Accident?
no.
At 40?
Some
40
complication,
double hip
huh?
replacement.
Double. That's an unlucky.
Yeah, bro. Like,
I feel like, you know, for me, one thing I can tell you about as you get older is you and I've said it before on the podcast, you wake up before your body. So like if I wake up at 6, my body wakes up at 6:30. And that gap between waking up and your body waking up, it starts with just like a 5 minutes, bro. Then it goes to like 20, 50, and then like now it's like a half an hour. So what, it's like, for example, when I wake up now, I have to stretch. I do not have a choice. It's wild. You see me on the carpet, cat and cow, child's pose, legs, like what Venon's doing here, legs, like I'm in the kitchen, coffee's brewing, I'm holding on to the sink, and I'm stretching my back. I have to do it. Because if I don't do it, my body is just, it's horrible. But and also like you mentioned Jaffrey's, right? Bro, since I've been going to Jaffrey's, right? And then when I first started to go to Jaffrey's, I used to I'm challenging myself to beat my time every day. Until my uncle said, nigga,
chill the fuck out.
Chill out, bro. Chill out. Like the day after I did my fastest time, my uncle just said, bruh, you see these legs that you've always been so proud of? Understand they're not as flexible as they used to be. So I feel like when you have that conversation of how people, and this is why I always tell like the youngers around me, like, if there's one thing, don't let go of, man. Don't let go of that movement, exercise, keep moving. Because I'm telling you, when you hit my age, I know I'm not in the best shape I could be, but I also know I'm not in the worst shape that I could be. Because I meet people who are my age and I'm like, damn, homie.
They must have ran through you,
Trust me, bro.
On the conversation, do you guys think greatness is hereditary?
Yeah.
Ooh.
My great grandfather.
Okay.
Was a great man.
He was a great man. No, my great grandfather. This is unfortunate though. Man, you guys don't feel bad about this.
We want to go about
My great grandfather. The father to my grandfather. He was a collaborator with a white man.
the white man,
Damn, like this is that Boondocks, that uncle, what was his name?
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't be feeling good about that shit.
Right.
But I think my grandfather was great. But that nigga, I think in rightful terms, he snitched, right?
Right.
And this is like Mau Mau days. He was a collaborator. I'm not too proud about that.
But you couldn't fix it.
You know, speaking about that, before I lose this trend of thought, someone said something where African problems started. We'll go back to that, right? Because I've just remembered. I was actually going to mention it on the podcast. If you could go back and change a thing that happened in terms of Africa, what would it be? No, Africa. Like,
Did he say Ruto?
He said Ruto.
Jesus.
In terms of Africa, like the way you know Africa's history,
Okay.
slavery and everything. If you could go back, like you know,
There's
how
two
there's
things.
a time machine. Yeah.
So the two things that I would change is obviously I would change, as a Caribbean, I'd change the slave trade, but also the Berlin Conference, where the countries were just divided up,
Scrambled and partition.
scrambled and petition, yeah.
What about you?
What Muammar Gaddafi was trying to achieve, a common currency in Africa, and let that go through earlier on, way
Way earlier on.
and back up our finances on our natural resources as opposed to borrowing
And everything.
Yeah.
Bro, I had the greatest answer.
What's that?
I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I was just like, what? You really did think about this. Someone said they'd go back in time and stop Mansa Musa from traveling.
Well,
That's a lot of history that maybe a lot of people are
No,
not
why?
familiar
Because
with.
he was traveling with so much gold. So
Okay.
when he got to Europe, they were like, hold up.
Where'd you get this
Where'd
from?
you get this shit from? So that's where a lot
Right.
of problems started. So even you said Scrabble and petition.
Spell this guy's name?
Mansa Musa.
Musa.
I don't know. I'm not familiar.
What do you mean?
Bro, I didn't go to school over here, bro.
No, but this is like the
I'm not-
richest,
spell it.
richest man.
I just like
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people might not
I'm not
be
scared to admit I
familiar
don't
with that
know.
side of
I just
history.
don't know.
Mansa
Like
Musa.
Mansa Musa, I'm
Yes,
googling now.
yes. So he died in
From the
1337.
was the 9th month the zenith of Mali's power, and
So he traveled from across Mali
Right.
all towards Europe. Like he
Right.
had such a huge cavalry with
Right.
so much gold and everything. And then,
Right.
yeah.
right. So basically,
Okay.
when he went there, guys were like, "What you got in your house?"
No, so he actually, so when they talk about, when you read about him and hear, and even documentaries and everything, he kind of messed up with some of the world economy at that point because he was traveling with so much gold and just giving it to people and trading. And some of these guys didn't even have.
Right.
So boom, got into Europe and everything. And this is how all of
That's
these guys
my that's my homework tonight. That's an
Yeah.
I didn't. That's an
yeah, for
interesting
me,
story.
I found that so fascinating. I was like, wow, you'd go back and actually change that because you can actually see the one that many people. You're looking at 1330,
7.
right? There wasn't that much exploration into Africa.
Or even there wasn't even that much, significant movement of culture in the UK either in 1337.
yeah.
I'm fascinated by that. I'm gonna dig deep dive into that.
Yeah.
So
So did you guys learn that at school?
We
It's-
didn't learn about Mansa.
it's-
I didn't do history like that. So.
Okay.
it's we didn't touch on it, but I think for me it was somewhere.
So for you
After.
who's watching, if you've never heard of Mansa Musa, it looks like a very interesting story. I'm gonna
Very
actually do some deep dive on that.
I've had a bit of him left, right, and center.
But I actually want to go back to Andy's point as well about, do you think greatness is hereditary? I don't think anything should be hereditary, apart from the
Should
color of
be
your
or
skin.
is.
Well, apart from you as a person and your genetics, whatever.
Blood is thicker than water.
I get that. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like if your father's great, right? You can't turn around and say that you're going to be great because your dad is great. It's like, Usain Bolt. I saw an interview with him 2 weeks ago, right? So obviously, his kids go to school. his kids go to school, and like everyone expects him to be the fastest kids at
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
You know what one of his kids is called? Thunder.
Oh yeah, he's giving them crazy names.
Like Thunder,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Bro, do you know how much pressure Thunderbolt has?
Thunderbolt. Oh my God.
Because Usain Bolt, he was destined for greatness. Like the fact that his name is Bolt, Lightning Bolt, like
What happened
that's
to the
like.
fun?
So the point the point I'm making is, it's like I don't feel like people should have the pressure of expectation of whatever definition of greatness is, because I feel like it's very important for people to grow into who they are as well.
Yeah.
But that's me speaking now. But of course, every parent wants their kid to be great.
No,
Sir, that's a very different conversation. Now, what I want to hear from you is, do you think it's hereditary?
No.
Like, by virtue of the fact that this is your dad's or your mom's or whomever's genes,
I feel it
and
is.
they are in you.
I feel
By
it is.
virtue of that fact, I think it is. I think it's the outliers are the knots.
Right.
That's what I think.
Because
Because if you take an example, like we were having this conversation earlier on, like arguably the best NBA player in the history of the NBA, Michael Jordan. Bro, are any of his kids playing in the NBA or playing in any league?
They're
or
playing in the coke game.
Exactly. You see where they're at.
they're playing where?
The coke game.
What's that?
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
What do you mean?
No,
The son.
Michael Jordan's son.
Is a
Yeah.
I
And
know.
see the one with,
There are pictures of him snorting.
Pippen's ex-wife.
That
okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah. So
Living his best life.
exactly, So there's someone like that, but then you also have someone like LeBron James who has his sons following after him, and they look kinda as promising as
No, they
LeBron
don't.
was.
No.
Kinda as promising as LeBron
When
was.
LeBron, when he was their age.
Bro, kinda.
But this is
Yeah,
what this
kinda.
is what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is, right, that if you're LeBron's kid and every day dad is just out there practicing basketball,
Yes.
or whatever, and you know your dad's this, it's natural for you to have it's natural, unless you're a completely different character, you're gonna have some interest in that sport, right?
Yeah.
So can you imagine Bronny and LeBron hooping around in the home court?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, don't drop your shoulder there,
Yeah.
do this instead. So he's getting literally going to be coached by the best, right?
Yeah.
Then when he goes out there to start being actually coached by other people, there's a high percentage that
He's gonna tell the coach no.
he'll get through. No, that he'll get through to where he is. You would do that, right? The point I'm making is, it's like it's his environment growing up that has actually provided him with that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay,
It's like if Sean Paul's kid becomes an MC, it's the influence of the dad, isn't it?
Okay, Bob Marley.
All of his kids.
Yeah.
Bro,
If we take Junior Gong, right?
Okay.
And it's a hypothetical, right? And we take him away from the family and have him grow in. Let me not even use that. Let me use like the story of King Arthur, right? You're brought up in a place where you don't know your origin, you don't know where you come from, you don't know your blood family line. You don't know. You think you were born in a prostitute
Whatever.
house or whatever, a brothel, and you came up with your other guys who down or low in society, and that's who you've believed you are.
Right.
But then something just special. And when you do something, it's like, damn, I know we all do this, but
Right.
have you seen how he does this?
I think-
and then it eventually leads up maybe to a moment where
I'd rather go with your Bob Marley analogy.
Okay,
Because
okay.
King Arthur didn't really exist. Well, he
yeah, 'cause
existed,
it's still
he existed,
hypothetical.
but like hypothetical.
Yeah. So you take Junior Gong and
so let's
he
go with
grows
Bob
up
Marley,
somewhere
right?
different.
I'm
Yeah.
going to put it out to you, and I'm going to say something that's mildly controversial. Not all of Bob Marley's kids are talented. Some guys are making songs, and you're just like,
But they're riding on the name.
you're writing on the name.
Yeah.
So, for example, without question, Junior, Damian Marley,
Talent.
super talent. But when you look at like Junior, Steven, even Kimani, but when you look at like, I feel, and this is my honest opinion, I feel like people like Ziggy, and Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers, that was Bob Marley's kids, right? Sadella, I can't remember the rest of them, is it Sharon, whoever. I kind of think that they were forced into that space. I mean, Ziggy's evolved as an artist, no doubt. And even when they dropped their album, I mean, Ziggy Marley has a song called No. There's an album, the same album that I had on Tomorrow's People. There's a song Tomorrow's People where that album there, but there's a song on there called Dreams of Home, and it was a song with a Naya Bingy drum, and it's like them doing like a Rasta chant. We're having dreams of home. Let me tell you, I don't think I've ever heard especially in that era, a higher replication of what Bob Marley did. Because the daughters were sounding just like the I3s, and he was sounding just like Bob. Is it a coincidence that all of these guys all slightly sound like Bob Marley? It's like you're coming from a template. Like end of the day, you hear that. End of the day, Bob Marley is one of the greatest iconic people. Like if I hear that Bob Marley was my uncle's cousin twice removed,
and you got
my name is Marley. Let me tell you. First of all, I'd be out in this bitch with some. Even I can't get dreads. What am I gonna do?
Hey, tacky one time.
We're tacky one time, my G.
Okay, Calvi, how about you? Unafila, do you think it's hereditary?
I can see a lot of things to do with genes are very strong. Like at times you look at someone's folks, right? Like say your dad's a surgeon, and your mom's an actuarial scientist. Like there's something. Like some of these kids already come out a bit brilliant, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's usually the case, but there's science that has been used to show that, and also science doesn't go towards proving some kids who've just been born brilliant,
right?
Like even crackhead parents and everything, right? But it does take a bit of that. Like for me, when I look at myself and I look at my old lady, my old lady is like a proper academic. Like her, she doesn't know nothing to do with business. Do I gravitate towards that? I mean, I went to school and everything, but do I really want to ever be a professor?
PhD and all that stuff?
No.
Nah, I could never see that. But my dad, who died when I was young, he was straight business. You know what I mean? But I feel that.
Oh, yeah.
And you see now I come from a family of...
But wasn't he a crook?
A business.
This is why I like you.
I knew I was
because it was such a serious moment.
Your dad was a gangster.
Yeah, but
your dad was a gangster.
Not just a gangster.
He was a businessman.
Like mafia.
He was
not a business
a
man.
brilliant businessman. Like I really, bro. At the end of the day, but you get what I mean.
Your dad was a gangster, bro.
Yeah. So, but you got to be sharp and shrewd at times to be.
So maybe you've taken that from him, though. That shrewdness.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, right? So there's so many traits. Like
you want to talk about things you took from your dad?
You get go to sleep. So you can't subscribe. So you see what I'm saying, right? Yo, go back on the mic, man.
No, I'm with you, Calvin. Let's go.
No, so you see what I'm saying? Hold up, let this guy.
No, because you know what? Because honestly, I was gonna use the same approach. Because if I was gonna use my dad as an example as well, because my dad was an instrumentalist. Like if you come on ngoma, vocals, he was good with the guitar, he was good with the piano, and he was self-taught, right? Bro, I tried these things. Trust me, I tried teaching myself how to play the piano. I got tired. I was like, nice.
But then again, you might have a point, though.
No, hear me out. Before, I know you have a Dave Chappelle in the tag, so wait before
There's a retaliation.
I can see it.
Yeah.
So I also tried the acoustic guitar for a bit. That's how I ended up knowing a couple of chords. But then it wasn't really, the thing for me. Now you see, both my mom and my dad, they're music people, because my mom also sings. She's a vocalist of some sorts. But you see, music came to me differently. So my argument is, yes, that factor is gonna transcend down the gene pool, but how it projects itself might be different. So for example, like say your dad was a businessman or a crook, it might show out differently. Maybe it might bring out the smarts in you, like the wits that you need to be a crook. But then you might decide to use them differently, or you apply them differently to a point where your mom can tell you, I see maybe you're as shrewd as your dad was. Maybe he was doing other things with it, but I can see where it was coming from.
Do you know,
He's not concentrated. I like fucking gone.
No. I like where this conversation is going because, also what I've noticed with you is that you made an allusion to stuff you may have picked up from your dad. You made an allusion to stuff you may have picked up from my dad. And then I'm going to be honest. What could I have picked up from my dad? Detachment, a lack of commitment, stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. Are there other things?
I don't know. I don't know enough.
It's like, hey, when I talk to people who are a bit chubby and they say, yeah, the fat gene is in my life.
Nah, man.
I don't know. I think because you look at someone like this Clivert guy who plays for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
His dad's Patrick Clivert, right? What pressure is that, man? Like the youngest player to ever win the, was it Ballon d'Or or score a goal in the Euros?
These things that are just innately there.
I think, or in conclusion for me, my argument is this: the gene is there, but it probably lies dormant. So depending on the environment and other factors, and also yourself, determines whether it's activated or not, or how it's activated. Maybe it starts with your parents. Maybe there's a trigger down the line. Maybe your parents, like for example, my dad was not the football guy. My dad didn't force football on me. I didn't grow up in the environment where in this household we are only supporting Arsenal. We're only having Arsenal. Nah, I didn't grow up in that environment.
So you put up a very good point. So now I'm going to put this in a scenario. You said that probably the gene is there.
Yeah.
Probably your dad was like a porn star. You know what I mean?
You never know.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
This nigga like, fuck it.
Remember Jojo is watching?
No. This is not her. You get?
I see you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you said, you said the gene is there. You're trying to activate it. You got to activate it.
Yeah.
And you're like 29 and you get ED. What the fuck happened?
No, bro, Sasa, now you've shifted the whole thing, man.
Like what?
You've shifted the goalpost.
No, but she was saying the gene is there. You got to activate it.
It is, anyway, it's...
Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of town.
Do we have time for another one?
Share, subscribe.
Yeah, we have time for another one.
Why are you guys running away? You said, I am simply playing at the point that you said. If your dad was natural, do you know these guys who are talented at fucking?
It was the joke. Yeah, we know we're with you, bro. We're with you.
Tell us more.
No. You said tell us more, right? Like maybe people use their fit as a sport. Other people use their dick as a sport. This is what, like say for instance, what was that footballer called?
Okay. Here's a question.
Now a guy like Wesley Pipes.
No. Okay, so then what
Do
does
you
it
remember
say?
Wesley
What
Pipes?
does it say about your dad that you slept on Coochie, bro?
No, that is me. Now my son. Come on.
Why are you picking and choosing?
My son is who will probably sleep on it. That is how he'll activate it. He can choose or not.
By the way, that Coochie episode, I wasn't around, was I?
No, it was me and Nev.
Yeah.
You're in hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure, bro. Just want to make sure. And the way what you got.
G was asleep.
Like, share, subscribe.
I love it. I love it.
Man.
This is a bit serious, Kiasiake, but we can have fun with it nonetheless. I was having not an argument, but an interesting exchange with a friend of mine the other week. Is it possible to be in love with someone that you don't trust? I'll ask again. Is it possible to love or be in love with someone that you don't trust? And let me save you. So, let me save you. Let's start here. How do you define being in love with someone? Because I think by the end of our conversation, it all came down to our perspectives and our definition of being in love or loving.
Okay.
Nigga, unpack this shit.
No. That was quite straightforward.
Yeah.
Is it possible to be in love with someone you don't trust?
Yes.
100%. It's you see, love is a feeling, isn't it? It's an emotion.
It's a beautiful thing.
And it's a beautiful thing. At the end of the day, like the world is littered with people who have loved people,
yes,
who have done them bad, who have cheated, who have stolen. Bro, let me give you an example. And this is not a relationship per se.
Delilah.
It's like my grandma, right? So I had an uncle who I'm named after, Tony, right? This nigga, in my eyes, looking back at his life now, He died very young. He died like when he's 50 or something. But looking back, he was like, when I was growing up, he was my idol. This was the guy. This guy had the coolest hat, glasses. He drove a car, everything. He was my idol. But I realized that he was, as an adult looking back at his life, I realized that he was just a gambler, a womanizer, just a bad character, right? I don't love him any less, but that's what his personality was, right? Now, I remember there's a time when now I'm an adult and I don't see him now through the rose-tinted glasses I saw him as when I was a kid. So there's a time now when we get to Jamaica, I go to Jamaica and he's there because he used to live in the UK. So he's gone home for holiday. And I am just so mad. I'm like, I've gone home for family time and this nigga's there who I can't stand, who I barely speak to me. Yeah. The irony being that he loved me so much as his nephew that every time he tried to speak to me, I could see the pain when I'm just like, yeah, whatever, fobbing him off, right? I was younger then, more stupid, right? Now I wouldn't behave like that. But I remember saying something to my grandmother, or my grandmother was like, yo, like, wagwan, like, give the guy a break. And I was thinking in my mind, I'm saying, this guy used to steal from you. This guy used to take your money. This guy he crashed your cars. This guy used to have so much drama going on, and yet you still love him. And I said to her, you know what? You have the responsibility to love this guy. I am under no such responsibility. And I remember, like, wow, that's probably one of the foulest things I could have ever said. That love that they had was different. Now, let's go back into the relationship mode. Bro, there are people who have done you wrong who you still love.
Oh, yeah.
There are people who treat you badly who you still love. So I think it's very possible. But what interests me more was the second part of your question. The second part of your question was, how do you define love?
And being in love.
And being in love, right. I'm going to share a video right now. Let me share this video. And I'll make sure I send it to the group right now. And you all can watch it while, so I'm going to share this video. So I'm going to share this video. You'll put the video in, right? But I want you guys to watch this video before we come back in.
So
I saw this yesterday. And let me tell you, I cannot stop thinking about, which phone is it on? I cannot stop thinking about this video.
A relationship should feel like home. It should feel like a house with a sturdy roof and strong foundations, and shit gets thrown at it all the time, and rain comes down, and there's weather, and there's heat, and there's cold. But inside of that house is the one safe refuge that you have. You can lose your job, status, your financial position can fall away, your health can break down, your friends can leave you, but you have this one safe place, and it's in another person. It's in them. And if you can't be yourself with that person, the entire house does not exist. It's fake. So you need to make sure that you can be yourself with your partner, or else you have no safe refuge from the world, which is fucking terrifying.
Bro, when I heard that yesterday, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Your relationship should feel like home.
Yeah.
So when you say to me like what is the definition of love? I think after all these years or a relationship, I feel love is a space that feels like home. A place where you feel safe, where you feel protected. And the most chilling part of that video is where he goes, to imagine a life without that is fucking terrifying. Yo, that shit sent shivers through me yesterday.
Calvin, what are you saying?
I mean, just listening to that video, that's definitely what a lot of people have, right? But I think a lot of people...
Do they?
No, at the beginning, a lot of people have that, right? Like when love is so innocent, so genuine and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then people start to throw
stuff at it. Yeah.
No, not people. Us ourselves in the relationship. You're throwing stones in a glass house.
Yeah.
You get, and you start to, what do you call it? Like say for instance, you've got your house, the love is a glass house, right? And you throw the stone and there's a crack.
Yeah.
So you probably throw another stone, the cracks now.
Crack.
You get, and probably in this situation, there's no glass to repair that, or it will take a lot for you guys to repair that, right? So love is one of those things that some people know they have and take it for granted. There's people who are looking for it desperately. There's people who are willing to give it and not, like they're willing to give it. Say for instance, everybody's supposed to bring 50-50. There's people who are willing to give 75 just for 25. You You get what I mean? So
I hate that analogy though.
yeah, no,
And I'll tell you why.
But I'm saying there's situations that people are so
balance out.
desperate.
For it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is terrible.
Yeah.
But like you see it where someone has been solo for so many years and they just want to probably settle down and they're willing to do above and beyond.
I feel that like the analogy of 50-50 is wrong. And I think it's wrong, not because it's what everyone says. I feel like you need to be as whole as you are, as much as you can. Because if you see, if I have 50 and you have 50, for me to get 100, I have to drain you. You get? So I feel like, and I said to yesterday as I'm in the conversation, I said, listen, stop trying to be everything that you think people want you to be to get the companionship that you want. Just concentrate on becoming whole within yourself. Because you see, the thing about it is, it's like, end of the day, let's say that you have 80% and I have 80%. Yo, when you're giving me your 20% to get me to 100, you're still above 50.
But you see, I hear that, right? But I'll challenge all of you, right? And in this age, there's so many people who have a reasoning for all of this love situation. Everybody has a reasoning, which is, we respect.
Which is part of the problem.
Yes. But now I'll ask you guys this. Which is the greatest love story ever told?
Jay-Z and Beyonce?
No, like on a serious note. Like, which is the greatest love story? That
They say the story of Jesus is the greatest love story.
100%. But that's a love that is, super holistic, right? Like I'm talking about, for God God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
Ever told.
But all I can hear in my head, I'm just hearing Jaheim.
He died for
we
you.
started out like Bobby and Whitney, Justin and Brittany.
But what I'm saying is this, right? There's so many, like when you go to school and you're writing a thesis, or you're in law school, or there's a pronouncement. What do you call it in law? A ruling has been made. It's based upon a ruling that was made, and so on and so forth. Like guys, lawyers read. Okay, how did this lawyer go about this? Right? I'm still trying to understand where all of these great writers of all of these different ideologies of what love should be and how it is,
where they got it from.
Because I'm still trying to understand, because your solution is really not what solution. Like, unfortunately, your solution is not going to work in Mokoraini, in their hard shags.
Okay, good. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah,
so
because for me, I'm getting to a point where, like you're saying, there's so many people advising it has to be like this, it has to be like this. There's just people who probably
tune it out though.
Yeah, these guys, like I feel like love is being treated like such
commodity.
Not a commodity, like such a sentence even. You understand? Like I'll take it to innate things that as a human you're born with. You're told don't kill your neighbor.
Yeah.
Killing
Which I think that's written in your heart anyway.
It is. So is you loving your mother and your father. So you already know.
Them niggas fed me.
Yeah, you get. They fed you, but here's someone.
I get you.
Here's someone who's taken care of you when you were young, sheltered you, done all of those different kind of things. So love is already there. So you already know how it is to love someone. No one needs to come tell you. So we've gotten confused we've gotten it wrong in people. Yet the first thing that we actually do is naturally as humans love. So we've just made everything so fucking
complicated. True, I agree with that.
Nah, I'm with it. It. So first, I think it's very possible to love someone or to be in love with someone that you don't trust. But on the definition of love or falling in love, I'd say love is more of a projection, because my understanding of love is that's the stuff that we are made of. You're saying it's innate. Like it's innate. It's the only thing we want to do, Yeah. So that's the stuff that we are made of. Now, the only difference is what lens does this love go through before it's projected to the world. And now that depends on how you've been socialized, definition, society, left, right, and center, family, values, and all that. So when you're coming, and also environment, what's it like at home? How do your parents express love? How do they show you love? How are they affectionate people? Is the home a warm place or not? So all these things kind of affect, and I can see how people come out with different definitions of love, what love should be, what love should feel like, what it should look like, you know. So you're very right in challenging the norm. Like, yes, what did these guys who are telling us what love is, who told them, or how did they know what love is? But you don't need to like be told some things.
Exactly.
You can make the decision based off of what you're feeling. Like, if someone makes you feel a type of way and your gut tells you, I don't know, you didn't need someone to come and teach you that. That's what one.
So based
so
upon
to me, love is the same thing.
So based upon what you're saying, is, you know, the environment and this, you've seen your parents dealing with each other, or your neighbor, people who you interact with, right? So it's all coming from a point of love is innate, right?
Yes.
But as you go along, there's so many traumas that you're picking up.
True.
But you don't have to go at them that way. Like, I'll give you an example, which is a bit morbid, right? When you see there's been an accident on a road, people stop to help people. If people didn't love each other or care, guys would just go and there's out. Those people who do that. But hence why you have well-wishers. People will put people in their car. They don't understand. It's the thing. It's innate. You understand?
That's true.
Yeah, so they take them to hospital because you're caring about someone you don't
another life.
know.
True.
It's another life. So hence why I'm saying, what is the greatest love story? Because people out here, it's like they were here when Samson and Delilah were experiencing love. Like, I'm lost. You understand? So I'm supposed to get your doctrine, their thesis, who said this, what. Every fucking day is a different thing.
So the reality is it's just something you feel then?
It's I feel like
innate.
It's innate, but so you know. Build on it. Like, how would I want to love a person? Because you already know. When you're saying, because love is expressed by, I love you, I feel. I think. So you can, these are things that you're picking up on. So you really don't need someone writing a whole book to tell you this is how you should express love.
But I'd say the best expression of love is, as you were saying, 50-50 doesn't really cut it. 100 does it, because come as complete, let me come as complete, and then we meet somewhere. Let's make even 200%. Doesn't have to be 100, you know. So I think according to me, the highest expression of love is making sure that you are straight. Making sure that you've dealt with your trauma, you've done the shadow work. You know, you're not, the triggers that used to trigger you, you know, they no longer trigger you anymore. Like, if you are thrown into a particular situation, it doesn't matter the situation. All that matters is your internal state of being. So to me, once you have that in check, it doesn't matter who's gonna come across or who's gonna come into your life. Bro, you could meet the love of your life tomorrow and screw it up because you haven't dealt with your trauma. And this is the one thing you have wanted your whole life. And the moment you get it, you screw it up just because you weren't straight with yourself. You're gonna have to live with that.
But
so to me, the highest expression of love with anyone, family, romantic, you name it, is making sure that you are good. Because if you are good, then everybody else is gonna feel that energy off of you, and it's gonna force them to do some things or make some changes to align.
You guys are making me want to go back to school and study behavioral science, because I feel like there's a lot of things we as humans need to also start to unlearn.
Like what?
Like, you know,
first of all, how long has this podcast been going?
Long enough.
Okay, so go on.
Like, we on.
Yeah, we on. Go on.
You know, like you just said, you could get into a relationship and mess it up because of trauma from the past that you haven't dealt with. But why are we not also saying trauma that you probably pick along the way?
It's one and the same. It's self-perpetuating.
Yes, definitely. Because I tend to look at things now with a lot of imperfection. Because like I look at people getting into relationships, the rate of divorce is quite high. There's also, as I said last weekend, we're also not discussing about the relationships that are actually working. You get? So there's a lot that needs to be said. Like, you know, it's not this whole blanket solution that we have. We have to unpack a lot. I'm not trying to say I have the solution, but I just want to encourage people to think a bit differently. Okay. It doesn't have to be a situation of like, we've got all of the answers. Every situation is very different. Like, say for instance, how you were. What is it that I thought about? But also I like what you were saying about your uncle and your grandma, and how now you wouldn't go at it. It's like, yes, I've remembered. There's a video I saw yesterday. It's a video of a man in an airport, he's been told the flight has been cancelled, and he's smashing things because he couldn't attend his mom's burial. You get what I mean? So he's pissed off. He's hitting things, what. And I just went into the comments, and guys were like, yo, if it was my mom, I'd be there 3 days before. Oh, this and that and what. And I looked at it and I was like, what he's done, first and foremost, is wrong. He's angry. There would have been other ways. He's crashed out, right? But how everybody in that comment section was giving a reason,
As to why
I was like, yo, you don't know what this man is going through.
Yeah, you don't know the circumstances.
He could have been looking for leave days. He's been told no. He probably, his status in another country, he doesn't have papers.
Yes.
But he has said,
so many, I'm going to give this
I'm going.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? I may never come back, but I'm going. You understand?
Facts.
And I was just like, I looked at that and I was just like,
but that's the problem with
so many.
But that's the problem with social media, though, bro.
That's the thing.
That's the issue. Like everybody is an expert, and everybody knows what's right. Like it's to the point now where you'll see a story, and you look at a story and you think to yourself, I don't even want to know what the ins and outs of this story is. I'm going straight to the comments.
Yeah.
Because that's where the vibes is going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
So you see, with that kind of like that thinking, I was like, yo. Like, I'd love to sit with this man to understand what was happening. He probably, there's so many.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Yeah.
But everybody had an opinion.
Yeah.
So you see, my problem is that they were bringing all of those opinions towards this thing.
And then claiming them to be the gospel truth.
Yeah.
Facts.
And that's why everybody's like getting into a point where you're depressed because, my relationship isn't like
or this definition of love.
We're not doing this. My relationship, we're not doing 2 vacations a year. Who the fuck said we gotta go for that?
Kuna ma KPIs, manze.
Well, as Jay-Z said,
What?
I don't want much shit. I've drove every car. Some nice cooked food, some nice clean drawers.
Yeah.
That's it. This has been the mic so open. My name is G Money.
Andy Young.
Big C.
Adios, muchachos.